Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my oration. My name is Hoeppner and I'm a foreign exchange student from Germany. My topic today is doubt and faith. I chose this topic because I catch myself often lacking trust and faith in our God Almighty. Doubt is a gift from God that gives believers the ability to get stronger in their faith. Doubt and faith is a central topic for believers as well as unbelievers. A lot of believers struggle with doubts in their beliefs, and a very big part of unbelievers don't believe because they doubt. The Bible gives great advice on how to deal with doubt by telling stories of people that doubted their faith. A lot of people doubt in their faith, God's plan, and themselves. To get stronger in faces with doubt, it takes true faith which develops in trust in God. Hebrews 11:1 defines faith. Now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Honest and true faith in God is the foundation on which the relationship between God and believers is based. This faith in the Lord can be unbreakable even if life is tough sometimes. In 2 Corinthians 5, verse 1, we read, "For we know that if the earthly tent we live in is destroyed, we have a building from God, an external house in heaven, not built by human hands." Earthly tent is a great comparison to a human's life, because tents are often not stable, and so is life too sometimes. The famous author David Guzik wrote a commentary on this passage in Corinthians. He said, "If the tent is destroyed, we still have eternal hope." Instead of the body of the believer, the soul of the believer cannot be destroyed by anything and has no effect of earthly treatment. Jesus Christ was the sacrifice that gives us this hope for eternity. Doubts and challenges in life are not always bad. James 1, verse 2 through 4 says, "Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance." Trials do not come to shake us, but to shape us believers. Build our faith, refine our character, grow patience within us, and make us more like Christ. The Bible says in James 1, verse 6, "But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt, because the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind." Doubters are like waves, led by their surroundings and always going with the majority. Doubt in God and God's plan often starts with the questioning of His authority. Humans start to ask themselves, is He really good? Is this right now really the best for me and my family? Humans have to understand that their imagination of best is not God's definition of best. A biblical example for doubter is Thomas, who was one of the disciples of Jesus. He didn't believe in the supernatural resurrection of Jesus and wanted to see physical proof. In John 20:25 we read, "Unless I see the nail marks in his hands, and put my fingers where the nails were, and put my hand into his side, I will not believe." Doubt is if the faith is not strong enough to make a believer certain. But just having blind faith is not right either. Just believing something instead of investigating, learning more, and trying to fully understand it is very foolish. Cornelius Plantinga Jr. wrote a book about doubt, and he said, "And it's not unbelief that shouts its hurt or bewilderment at God, but belief. While people are in pain and doubt the Lord's goodness, they actually believe that God is good and not bad, and expect Him to provide for them, and they believe God's going to do that." Another foundation of the relationship between humans and believers is trust in God. To trust in God means believing in His reliability, His word, His ability, and His strength. It means to trust in His word and to rely on His promises. Believers get peace through trust in God. Where earthly peace ends, heavenly peace continues. Believers who trust in God also understand to not understand. Humans made by God are not meant to understand everything that happens in this world and why. Unfortunately, there are a lot of people in this world that do not have this important trust in God and doubt it so much that they gave up on God and do not believe in God at all. They simply use the doubt that the world and sin gives them to justify their will to independence. Non-believers only have the world that they live in right now, since they don't believe in any God higher standard or afterlife. That makes them doubt themselves really badly, and they do not have a way to escape the situation without any type of faith in God. Non-believers put their faith in themselves since they are not believing in any higher being. A lot of unbelievers don't believe in the existence of God. One of the most popular worldviews that is based on this belief is atheism. James Addison defined atheism in one sentence. He said, "There are only finite minds interacting with finite material via our bodies." That shows that these non-believers live according to their faith in finiteness. So their view on the topic of doubt and faith starts in the deep roots of the idea of Christianity. Christianity is all about the belief that God is, instead of finite, infinite. He's infinite in everything he is and promises. When non-believers do not believe in God and doubt the faith that Christians have, they must realize that their finite minds are not able to explain anything properly. Because non-believers are so dependent on the finiteness of their minds, they have great difficulty following a religion with an infinite God. It is therefore essential to believe in a supernatural God in order to be a Christian, and to believe behind the finiteness of one's own mind and trust in God. Non-believers are caught in a trap because Christianity can first really be understood after commitment to God. All in all, it can be said that doubts in faith are often caused because of the finiteness of the human mind. Doubts are a good way to get stronger in faith, learn more about faith, and build a stronger relationship with God. On the other hand, trust in God is the best cure for doubt because it takes away all the worries that a life can bring every day. Thank you.